and just digging, trying to find this pipe. We uncovered this piece of plywood here. This will be a nice surprise.
Oh, it's running.
Hey, welcome back to the channel. So we are just getting ready to go down to check on a water leak at my parents' rental house. So it's actually a week later, so the leak happened to start on New Year's Day last week, and of course we've had two locator teams down there trying to locate the leak, but unfortunately they're not too confident, but we're gonna see just how close they are, see if we can dig on what we can find. The whole point in doing this was when we got to the house previously on New Year's Day, we turned off the water to the house right where it comes in through the wall, and we were able to read from our meter pit that the water was still losing water. So that's telling us that unfortunately there's an underground water leak somewhere between the house and the meter pit. And also, in an unfortunate event for us, the meter pit is through a neighbor's yard about 120 to 130 feet away before it gets down to the road. So not the best setup, but we're gonna try to get it figured out, and I will catch up with you when you get down there, see what we're really dealing with here, and what we're gonna be doing for today. All right, so this is kind of what we're dealing with here with this water line project. So we have inside the garage here, have the water line coming into the house. Down here is copper, so it goes out underneath the porch. So underneath the porch goes into the house somewhere here, and unfortunately we're not really sure if it's a hard 90 or if it actually goes under the stairs somewhat, and just kind of which way it goes. But this is not the best setup here because the meter box is actually way down on the road down through our neighbor's yard here. So we had two water locating services out here so far, and unfortunately they weren't able to give us a very good estimate of where the water line is, but we're assuming it somewhat comes out, makes a gentle curve, comes down, possibly goes along the fence here, and works our way down. And the meter box is actually right behind that big poplar tree. So I'm gonna try and just dig a trench here and see what we can find. Okay, so might have gotten lucky kind of early on here, so just some digging, and we hit this pipe here, which is in a similar spot to where one of the locators had pointed out. It looks like a black iron pipe, unfortunately, so it's very rusty. And if that's the case, then it just goes up towards my cousin here, who's digging against the wall to see if that's where our leak is. The detector had it about a foot to the left, so not too bad. And then of course it goes down towards this poplar tree, and once it gets down over the hill here, we go straight over this cliff basically down to the road, and our meter pit is right there. So must come up the hill here. But if this is just a steel pipe and this is the current water line and not an old one, since it does have copper in the meter box and copper at the house, it doesn't make sense that this is be a steel pipe. So we're gonna make sure this is the right one still, and if it is, then probably gonna end up just replacing the whole thing, get rid of this black iron pipe. So I'm gonna do some more diagnosing here and see what we come up with. Metal? Yeah. It's right here. Sean, we just missed it. It curved that 5 degrees, and that's crazy. Okay. Oh, it's terracotta. Shit.
Is that more rocks?
No, it's terracotta.
Right.
Is that? That's terracotta. What the
That's a
hell
piece
is
of
that?
plywood. Maybe
No,
it's a
rock.
joint. I bet there's a pit here. They joined the steel to copper. Maybe that's probably a joint.
I wonder.
That's why it's going copper into the house.
I wonder. You know. Okay, so here's a new one for me. We found the water line, or hopefully the water line over here, and we tried to follow it a straight line, but this hole ended up being too far to the right because it actually does bend slightly to the right here. And of course, in just digging, trying to find this pipe, we had covered this piece of plywood here with some brick around it. So, we're trying to uncover this here now and see if this is some kind of old pit that there might have been some junction in. So I don't know, this will be a nice surprise. So we'll see what kind of treasure we find here. That's the end. You want to see if you can pull that off there, Ryan? Yeah. There he is. What's it gonna be? Ooh. Oh my gosh.
What is it?
It's either an old French drain or I don't see the pipe in there though. It's full of water though. Oh, you know what I bet this is? An old... Shit. This is that pipe that water's coming from. You think? Yeah. I don't know why it would be up here though, not next to the house.
That has nothing to do with the water line?
That has nothing to do with the water line. I mean, it doesn't see... It's full of water and roots, that's for sure. Oh, wait, there's a big metal thing right here. What is this?
What the hell is that?
It's just a big metal stand.
I didn't expect this.
What is this?
Let me go get my knife to cut all these roots out of there.
If you have a little saw or something.
I do.
This is a piece of metal. You think?
Is that? What the hell is that?
I have no clue. That's not like a property line or anything, is it?
No way.
Couldn't be. We're way off the property line.
Yeah.
Well,
Where's that pipe go? Let's follow that pipe. That pipe's not even in.
Cut off then for the pipe? See if the pipe goes that way too, like it tees off there.
No, it doesn't. I just dug next to
I
it.
see it. It goes right alongside.
It doesn't tee off into there?
Nope.
Well, the roots love this pit though. It just blows my mind. What the heck this thing could be?
John, he would know.
Here, you know what? Let me cut those. Go like this. If you get out of there, I'll...
I don't want to hit it too hard in case there's something in here.
Okay.
But if you have a little saw or something.
I know. I'll go get my saw.
I'm just... that's all right. I can just hold them out of the way here.
Anything in there?
There's a nut on the bottom right here. Okay, so I got this cleaned out a little bit more, and now that we're looking at this, if I reach down in this water, I can feel about 1.25 inches, maybe 1.5 inches metal line, and we're pretty sure that's the gas line now because the gas meter is here. At first we assumed that it went straight up because the main line runs right along the road up here, but apparently they didn't want to go behind this wall. So what likely happened is when they put gas here, they came up, 90'd over because this pipe goes this way, and probably just followed the yard right around this side of the retaining wall here and tied into the gas line. So we're gonna put this back and we're not gonna mess with this so we don't blow up, and we're gonna continue following this water line since it's independent, even though it's very close to that up the hill here, and see how close we can get to the wall, see if we can identify where this thing's leaking. All right, so basically just dug as close as we could to the wall there without jeopardizing its structure, and followed the pipe as far as we can. But now gotta climb down here to this water pit and turn our water back on, and I got my dad up there who's hopefully just going to see if water comes trickling out or spraying out somewhere there, and that basically tells us that is our current water pipe and not just an old one, and that we need to just replace the whole line because that black steel pipe never gonna hold up. Even if we would patch it, it is so rusty. Might as well just do it right now. So I got this little crescent wrench on a crow's foot set up here, and try and get this water turned back on. Of course, hate that there's 2 meters in this pit, which does not make it easy to get to. So these are your smart transmitters here, so that water company can just drive by and it transmits your water reading straight to them. But if you wanted to read the meter, you just pull up this cap and you can see that ours, hopefully, is not moving because we have it shut off. When we diagnosed this before, we basically shut the water off in the house right at that hot water tank I showed you, and we came down here to the pit and we noticed that it was leaking at about maybe 0.8 gallons a minute or so on the meter. So pretty obvious there was a leak. But I'm gonna get this shut off, or turned back on, I mean, and hopefully those guys up there can see the leak. All right, it's coming. It's on.
It's filming up, he said. A lot. Pipe just got covered.
You can see a flow, Ryan? Hey, can you take a quick video of it? You can just do it on your phone. Okay, so this is basically what I'm talking about. Is the water still shut off at the house. My cousin said he can see the hole filling up there, so I'm gonna just have him get a quick video of that, and you can see that the water is, you know, it's running pretty good. So it's actually a little faster than what it was before. So that's telling me that that is our current water line. Unfortunately, it's steel, even though... What? Okay. Unfortunately, it's copper here at the meter box. And then, you know, why would it switch to steel? Who knows? But all right, we're gonna get this shut back off and think about whether we're gonna do this ourselves or get someone else to do it. Okay, so just got back up here. So this was our hole originally, and my cousin here who's watching it said basically the water was not leaking out of the pipe here, it was leaking from the dirt up there, filling up this hole. So that's telling me that, like we suspected, our leak is probably right behind this wall somewhere. Whether or not it's this a 90-degree joint on this cast or this black iron pipe, or some weird bend, but definitely coming from uphill there. So since this is all black pipe, it doesn't really make sense just to try to repair it. Probably just gonna end up replacing it, and instead of trying to go and deal with this retaining wall, the other neighbor over here has more of a slight grade hill that's not a fully retained wall, so probably makes more sense just to go that way, come down, and then over the hill past that poplar tree back to our meter pit. So it's a lot of trenching. Of course, we have to go across the road too, up on top of the hill and into the house. So that's a decent sized job, but at least we have somewhat of a plan of attack now. So we're pretty much wrapping things up here. Since we're pretty much just going to replace that line and most likely run along this part of the retaining wall, there's no point in keeping that dug up still. So backfilled that, graded it out best we could. But to see what the excavator we called is going to do, probably end up needing to bring an excavator over to drop a trencher down in this yard and maybe trench up the fence line, come right along the wall here somewhere, and of course the gas line goes in here somewhere along the road, and then we go across the road into the house. So it'll be fun to try and cross the road, so might have to cut the asphalt there a little bit, we'll see. But yeah, I don't know, we'll try and plan something out with the excavating crew and see what we can get done. But definitely it's gonna just need a whole new line, or it's gonna keep failing over the next few years, so no use in keep digging up to patch it. So All right, well, until then, I will try to have an update whenever we can, but I know it's gonna be hard to film because I'm sure these guys will be down here during the day when I'm working my real job. And yeah, but I'll try to update you when I can. Thanks for watching.